Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to New Orleans Lakefront Airport. Right here I have a Britten Norman Islander, and I'm going to do a tour over New Orleans. Or Nolans, or the Big Easy, whatever you want to call it. It can be called any of those names, okay? And I think I could do a pretty decent job with explaining the major landmarks in the city because I'm from the area, born and raised in the greater New Orleans area. So I'm going to be able to, tell you what locations as I fly over them. And I've flown a lot in Louisiana, a whole lot. And, so I never really did a tour of New Orleans. So let's do it today. And we'll do it with this plane right here. All right, so now let me go ahead and let's get this out the way, and let's get the plane ready to go. All right, so first off, what I want to do is get my battery and that on. Let's see here. Let's get the external power on and this here. Okay. And heat. And I'm gonna just go ahead and put my nav lights on right now. Landing lights can stay off, beacon light comes on. Okay, and now our avionics. Get that on. Click, click, go right on down the line here. Alright, now, oh, that's just a spare. Okay, now let me see. Mixture, we're gonna go with full rich here. Let's get this Garmin booted up a little bit. Well, it's still kind of cranking up there. So while it does that, let's go ahead and take care of these things here. Let's get our chocks off and boarding steps put away. Alright, and we are going to be ready to start pretty soon. Let's see, RPMs look good. Okay, first let's check our fuel selectors off. And we don't want that off, or we won't be getting any fuel to the engines. Alright, so let's get it on here and left. No, we're gonna go left right here. I sometimes get the regular Islander mixed up with the Trilander because I've flown the Trilander a lot as well. Okay, let's get our fuel pumps on. These on. Magnetos, okay. And we'll get our engine starter switch going just shortly. Let's make sure everything is good. Make sure my parking brake is on, and it is on. Clear prop. Alright, now let's go ahead and get that left engine started. Alright, we got a good start on the left engine. Or do we? No, we don't. We don't. I think I need to go a little bit higher. Let me see. Yeah, the props you got to put. I'm gonna go with about 20% on both, or right about there. This will be good. Okay, let's go ahead and crank it again, and we'll get a good start this time. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Right engine. Right engine's good. We have a good start on both engines. Alright, let's let the satellites. We have to acquire the satellites here. And everything else looks good. Let's dial up the ATIS.
Lakefront Airport information, Oscar 1400 Zulu.
Live weather, by the way.
201 at 3.
Wind 201 at 3, no problem. We're not worried about that right now.
Sky condition, view clouds at 1,800 feet, 4,000.
Islander is a very capable plane.
Temperature 27.
Normally I would think I would use a Cessna or something for this, but I wanted to be a little different here, and we're going to use the bigger Islander. I always fly the Cessna, flying a lot.
Runway 18 right. VFR aircraft, the direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
Okay.
Lakefront ground black box. 2-1 request taxi for straight out departure with Oscar.
Black box 2-1 taxi to and hold short at runway 18 right via taxiway Alpha cross runway tree 6 left Bravo cross runway 27 Bravo. Contact tower on 118.9 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 18 right via taxiway Alpha
18
cross runway
right.
tree 6 left
Okay,
Bravo
so
cross runway 27 Bravo black box 2-1.
all right. Let's get on over to runway 18 right. Take off a parking brake. Oh, we want to turn off our fuel pumps too. Okay, what I need to do is I'm going to put my prop RPMs up. So let me come back now on the throttle without closing all the way. Let's get our props up. There we go. Let it spool up. Okay, we are now taxiing to runway 18 right. Too far off. Okay, so I'm gonna cross over up here. Come back on the throttle, something I don't think I need all of that right now. That's too much. I'm gonna cut that back to about, stop right here while I do that, because obviously the plane is getting a little bit too quick. So let's go ahead and cut it back some. That should be all that is needed to taxi you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this window here, and it'll be a little quieter. There we go. I would say that's better for us right now. So yeah, we're gonna fly over the Superdome. We're gonna can fly over a lot of places. Port, Riverwalk, Crescent City Connection, in Harris Casino, Canal Street. And over there, South Shore Harbor. Which I'm sure I mentioned quite a few times in my other videos when I flew out of the Lakefront Airport. Coming up on the hold short position for runway 18 right. And I used to sail my boat out of South Shore Harbor, Hunter 33. I'm going to stop right here. Okay.
Lakefront Tower Black Box, 21 ready for departing straight out at runway 18 right.
Black Box 21 altimeter, 29er flight, wind 201 to tree. Departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 18 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 18 right, Black Box 21.
Okay, I'm going to ask you all this time to please get your seatbelts on. Just for safety reasons. But rest assured, I think you're in good hands. The plane has been recently serviced and it's running well. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly right around the New Orleans area. We'll talk about some of the stuff there. And we'll go over Jackson Square, things like that. Alright, let's go ahead and stop right here. I'm going to wind up the RPMs. Go. Look at the wind sockets. Straight, almost straight down. So, not a bad day for flying. And just like that, we are airborne. Get my altitude a little bit. I won't be hanging down too low. Seabrook Marine, right here below me. Seabrook, I'm going to get them flaps up. I do a lot of work on sailboats, really any boats. Yeah, so. And it's the closest one to South Shore Harbor, so if you're out there and you have a boat that you worked on, that's one place to look into because it's right there. And I'm gonna hand fly the plane. There's not gonna be any need for autopilot, really, or nothing like that. So we're just gonna fly the plane and get about maybe about 2,000 feet, or maybe not even. And I'm gonna have to adjust my trim a little bit. What's looking like here, like that right now. So let's adjust the trim a little bit. That'll be good. Okay, let's come back now. I think it's decent. Come on back. Right about there. That ought to be perfect. Right on it. Hear those engines humming down? Alright, we're coming up to Big Easy. It is a little bit hazy out here, huh? A little more than what I was hoping. I mean, I could change it if I really wanted to, but let's keep the real world weather on.
New Orleans approach Black Box 21 is type Britten Norman Islander 5 miles southwest of Lakefront, 1,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Okay. Now, let me see if I can...
Squawk 433 Black Box
Right.
21.
And I don't think I have to tell you what that is. See for yourself. Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Over here, the Plaza Tower. That's the famous building that looks just like a really, really tall airport tower. That was always my favorite tower. You know, skyscraper in New Orleans, right there, Plaza Tower. And they don't really even, I don't think there's much there right now. I think it's kind of like vacant for the most part. I know they had plans, I thought at one point, to redo it. And I wish they would. I think somebody acquired and purchased the Plaza Tower for like a low price, like it was crazy low. And it was a while back when I heard about that. This here is the Smoothie King Center. Amtrak. No, Greyhound bus terminal. And there is an Amtrak too that goes through here as well.
Squawk 5344 Black Box 21.
And you can see this is the World Trade Center, One Shell Square. And I think that's the Hyatt. And we're coming up over the Riverwalk, and here's the cruise ship terminal, right below us right there. And there's the Crescent City connection right here, flying over it. The port of New Orleans, right down here. And this is the Riverwalk. It's out here. And come back around.
Black Box 21, you're leaving my airspace. Resume on navigation. Contact New
Well,
Orleans.
how high are we right now? We are doing well. Just below 2,000. This is absolutely perfect, okay?
New Orleans approach Black Box.
Hope y'all are enjoying the flight so far. Okay,
airspace.
let's see. And you can take the riverboat, the Natchez, out of here and do a little cruise down the river, which is pretty fun. Okay, I'm still turning around. If you see any kind of weirdness going on with some of the buildings, I might have a little bit of choppy internet, could be a little sluggish. Sometimes it gets like that, you know, other times it's not so bad. I notice it's a little bit like that right now. And it's all internet, believe me. So yeah, if you want to know where I get my accent from, it's from living around here, you know. So I'm not, technically I moved away about, God, it's been 3 years ago. I live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast now. That's why I'm Gulf Coast Tim. And come back around here. Oh, I wanted to turn around and fly over Jackson Square too, but let's go around, and this is Harrah's Casino right over here. I don't know if you can see it. Like I said, the weather is not as good as I'd hoped it was. You see, there is a low layer of clouds right here, but it's still enough of VFR flying. Okay, so yeah, right there is Harrah's Casino. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take another turn out this way. I'm going to step on over to this other side of the plane here. As the overpasses and stuff like that. We are now being covered around 2,000 feet, so we're good. Okay, that's why actually the island is not a bad plane for doing tours, because you don't always need the autopilot. And once you get the RPMs and your throttle set right, the plane is stable and flies well. And you can see it's kind of looking a little weird right there on the Superdome. That's only because, you know, like I said, you got some choppiness on the internet. Sometimes it may not load the textures in our way, but for the most part, it looks great. Okay, so let's come on over here now. There used to be a really bad area around here. Let's see if I can get to it. And there's a lot of cemeteries and places around New Orleans. And as you can see, there's some right here. Right here, that's cemeteries. This used to be a really bad area. Those are some kind of housing projects. I don't remember which ones. I want to say St. Thomas housing projects, but I'm not positively sure. Some more cemeteries here, and yeah, it's surrounded by cemeteries. That's got to tell you, you know. And sadly, the crime in New Orleans is really bad now, worse than it ever was. So yeah, if you go down there, just, you know, be careful. It's come down to that. A lot of old buildings, but it's not all bad, you know. And it's not all bad. You just, you know, it's like I was from the area, so I mean, it doesn't scare me to go down there. I know where you know, it's safe and the places you want to go to, so it's not too bad for me. But if you're a tourist, just, you know, like I said, just be careful. That's the honest truth, you know. So and we're gonna come over this way now and fly along the interstate right here. So we're on a plane here without getting too close to the edge. Okay, and right here I'm gonna show you some more. Well, you know, we didn't fly over Jackson Square, so let's swing on back around and do that right now. Don't worry, the fuel's on me. You've already paid for your tour flight, so I don't mind doing a little extra. Make sure my passengers are happy. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go Jackson Square. Have any of you ever been to New Orleans? I mean, where are you from? Post in the comments. Let me know. You ever been over here? What do you think about the city? You ever been to Bourbon Street? Anything like that? Or you ever been to Mardi Gras? And a lot of times when people here in New Orleans, they think about Mardi Gras. And are we getting a little bit higher than what I want to get? Oh no, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Just sometimes when I bank, you know, I gotta also watch that speed, make sure it doesn't get too high, but I think I'm good. This is perfect for a touring speed, okay? And when you look over here, this Harrah's right there, right there. I'm gonna turn this way. And let's get to where we can see a little bit better here. And as you can see, Jackson Square right here. Okay, and that's it right there. And also, there's a lot of nightlife in New Orleans. A lot, you know. Bourbon Street is called Bourbon Street for a reason. There's a lot of clubs, a lot of bars, and it's an experience if you've never been there before. And it's right around down this way or right here. It's kind of hard to tell being as high as I am. I probably should be down about 1,000 feet so I can show you better, but that's pretty much it, you know. So let's go on down a little further now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over, like, I'm going to show you some of these big cemeteries. When you come around here, this is called the 610 split, and the 610 runs straight here from right here out down to east. It runs out east, the 610 split, and you catch that down there. Like if you go on the Slidell or something, it's just a little bit quicker. Rather than having to go through here and through the city on I-10, you can take the 610 split, so it's a little quicker. All right, let's get this plane turned out this way. I don't always like to fly directly over things because if I do that, you can't really see. This is a really big cemetery out here. And I'm going to fly near this Lake Lawn mausoleum so people who are from the area can see how accurate it looks. This is the Heritage Plaza right here. And I used to work there way back in the early 90s. I was a fitness instructor there. And that looks like literally just like it, you know. So this is out here is West End. And sadly, after yeah, this is the Lake Marina Towers. Sadly, after Hurricane Katrina, they never rebuilt any of that stuff out there that used to be there. Which is sad because whenever you go out there, it's no longer there. And if you're like me and you're from the area, we want to watch this plane, man, on speed, okay? Yeah, so in any area, here's Bucktown. This is a little area right here, Bucktown. But yeah, it used to have out here, West End. It was so many, like so many restaurants and nightclubs. It was such a lively spot, and it's not that anymore because I mean Katrina was such a long time ago, and they still never rebuilt. And I was talking to my lady about that just like not even a couple days ago, how that was and how it is now. And this is Southern Yacht Club, and this is a seafood restaurant over here, Landry's, and there's another one called Blue Crab. And it's just really nice out there. I always liked it out there. Always. You know, it's home. It's home, so it's just like that's how it is. And where I'm at now, it still feels, you know, somewhat like home, I guess, because it's still really, really close, you know, so the Gulf Coast is not far at all from here. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to get a little bit lower because we are kind of high, so let me go ahead and come back on these throttles. And this is the Lake Lawn Cemetery. Home here. my dad had his wake here. Right here. And I was only 19 years old at the time. And this over here, we're going to take a look because it's just so accurate. The lake along Mausoleum, very accurate. So I'm going to get a ruler so we can, without cutting my throttles, man, we don't want to do that, you know. All right, let's go back here. Always thought this was a kind of strange, I don't know, just a eerie looking building. And in Flight Simulator, it looks very, very accurate compared to what I was expecting. We see here, that looks just like it. It's got like, I mean, when you look at it, it looks like a mausoleum. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Almost like it could have been handcrafted, but it wasn't. It's just generated from satellite imagery. All right, let's get back up. We're getting a little bit too low. Too much lower than that, and we're going to end up having problems, right? Oh wait, let's. Alright, so we hit the button. Anyway, let's go ahead and full power. Climb up some more. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start getting ready to line up with the runway at Lakefront Airport, and we're going to go ahead and come on in. This will work right about here. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep my throttles up. All right, let's call the airport.
Lakefront Tower Black Box 21 is 5 miles southwest, 1,500 feet with Oscar to land.
Black Box 21 Lakefront Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 31081 at tree. Make left downwind runway 18 right.
Okay.
Enter left downwind runway 18 right, Black Box 21.
So let's turn to the north, and we're gonna come on runway 18 right. And guess what? I actually know this airport, so I'm not gonna be fiddling around trying to find where the runway's at. Okay, so that's always a good thing. After all, I did take flying lessons at this very airport years ago. Do have some hours on the Cessna 172. All right, that's good. That's good. That's enough of this. Let's get this back down. We're trying to land. We're not trying to take off. Okay, so, but we are trying to maintain our altitude. You know, I don't know if I set my takeoff trim properly when I took off earlier, but I put in some flaps. This is the UNO Lakefront Arena. My high school graduation was right there. Right there. I think I talked about this in my video there that I had when I talked about some areas out here. But this is Pontchartrain Beach. And boy, there is a lot of memories there for me when I was a kid. Me and my siblings, we have a lot of memories from Pontchartrain Beach. And now it's, and this was an amusement park. They had a cable ride. That cable ride used to go all the way down. Those were the days. That was so much fun. I have a video, one of my kayaking videos from years ago, 10, 14, 13 years ago, something like that, where I was kayaking. It's on my channel here. Where I was kayaking and went on to Pontchartrain Beach, but Pontchartrain Beach, that's how it is now. Man, there was roller coasters, Zephyr. If you want to know more about Pontchartrain Beach, look it up online and you can find out. But that's a big historical thing about New Orleans area was Pontchartrain Beach. Back in the day, that was the thing. In the 70s, it was thriving. Pontchartrain Beach.
Clear to land runway 18 right, black box 21.
All right, we're cleared to land. Let's come back a little bit lower without going too slow because we got to kind of maintain some altitude here. Okay, let's go. Yeah, there's a lot of memories for me in this whole area. When I'm talking this whole area, I mean from Kenner through Metairie, New Orleans, through Mandeville, you know. So a lot and Louis, you know. But lately I've been finding myself flying around the Gulf Coast area just as much because I live out here now, so. And we're gonna have to pay attention now, so enough of the touring stuff in there. Let's come on back with these throttles. Well, we don't want to come back too far because the Islander does not like to come back. It's gonna cut the throttles off. I think I'm too high right now to start my approach. Maybe not, maybe not. Still have to watch my speed though. Oh yeah, we too high. We have to come back out this way. I'm going to definitely need more room than that. It can land on a short distance, but I'm just too close right now to be trying to fight that. I want to be down. I want to be at about 1,000 feet. You don't want to be that close to the runway at 2,000 feet. And I sailed my sailboat across the lake, Pontchartrain here, maybe about 2-3 times. Once I've done it solo, 133. Left at midnight, South Shore Harbor, and went to Mandeville. Sailed to Mandeville. It was hardly any wind that night too. Sailed the whole night, pretty much, and without much motoring at all. You know, and we have to talk about it. It took me a while. It took me several hours. I don't remember exactly how long it took me, but I mean, you can't get hull speed if you don't have much wind and you got a sailboat. But yeah, I had hull speed. It could get engine could have got up to hull speed the entire way. You know, you could hit about 7 knots or whatever. But I talked about how I went across the largest saltwater lake in the world, one of the largest the second largest saltwater lake in the world, without burning but 1 gallon of gas, if that. You know, I don't even think I burned that much, to be honest with you. And I found that really impressive because the price of gas was so high at the time. You know, but you know, it's a sailboat and wind blows for free, so that's how it was. And we have a sight of the runway, and this is a good enough altitude. Let's get these throttles back up before we end up being right in that freaking lake. All right, you can see it right there, no problem. I know where I'm going. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this altitude just like it is. So we'll get a little closer. I'm happy with this. I don't need to be no higher or lower. Just this will work out. And I'll have you all back on the ground shortly. And I hope you all enjoyed your tour of New Orleans. Short tour anyway. And like I say, it's not all bad. It just, you know, it's just one of those cities where you have to watch yourself. Get them flaps in. Without going too slow now. Up a little bit now because we got some water right below us. Pretty powerful plane for the most part, so you can keep things going without much trouble. I don't even really need to be this low. And I don't mind using plenty of runway, I can do that. And there you go, we're on the ground.
Flight box 21 exit runway when able. Flight box 21 contact ground on 121.7.
121.7 black box 21. Lakefront ground black box 21 request taxi to parking.
Flight box 21 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha cross runway 9er Alpha.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway
These
Alpha
throttles
cross
pull
runway
back to
9er
about
Alpha
30.
black box 21.
So, perfect. Just back a little bit more. Well, else we're going to be taxiing too fast, but this will work fine. Normally you are going to taxi on these lines, but it looks kind of strange here. Right now, I would think, I mean, you would be in the middle on this, but that would be weird too, you know, so. And as you see when I'm coming up here, it's like this out here. So. But I'm going to follow what normally you should, which is stay with these lines. I've flown out of this airport so many times in Flight Simulator. The Vision Jet quite done flown the Vision Jet out of here went, you know, to Cayman Islands before. Cozumel. Went all over the place. I had my boat docked over there at South Shore Harbor. This was a long time ago. We used to hang out on the weekend and order pizza from Domino's, pick it up and go back and have a nice little pizza party on the boat while it was in the harbor. Fun times. Alright, let me go ahead and cut these engines off. And I'll get the steps down for you all. Let's get our chocks on. We don't want the plane moving. And the boarding steps, and I'll take care of the rest. After everybody gets off here and cut off here. Get my switches cut off. It's not every day you all get to see if you someone who doesn't. If strangely you're someone who watches my channel that doesn't play Flight Simulator. But if you are, I mean, you're just watching for the tour of New Orleans, that's great. Because, hey, yeah, you got to see New Orleans and you get to see the cockpit of a plane. Alright, so, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the tour and flight. If you did, smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching, and bye for now.